Entire Clemson community has had this day circled. It's time for the reopening of Littlejohn Coliseum. And a star-studded game awaits as All-ACC first-teamer Jared Blossomgame leads Clemson against All-SEC A.J. Frazier and the Georgia Bulldogs. The students and the fans ready for the start of the new ACC basketball season. And we are ready for the start of the new season. You're looking at Littlejohn Coliseum and the Clemson Tiger Wackos as they get set for the start of the new campaign. Our matchup today brightens up the marquee from miles away. The Georgia Bulldogs are in town as they take on the Clemson Tigers. A very pleasant good evening, everybody. Bob Rathman, along with soon-to-be College Basketball Hall of Famer Dominique Wilkins, your first college telecast. What do you think?
Oh, I'm excited about it. You know, a college atmosphere is always exciting, a lot of electricity in the building. I'm kind of excited to do my first one. Kind of anxious to see these two teams go head-to-head.
And what a game we have for you. The Georgia Bulldogs come over from Athens with a team that's expected to make a big run at the NCAA tournament this year. They've got a terrific inside and outside game. Outside guard J.J. Frazier, inside with big guy Yante Maiden.
Well, what they have is a great tandem here with Baton in the inside, and you've got Frazier on the outside. Very quick point guard, can shoot the ball, penetrate. Is the leader on his team, what Coach Fox tells me, so I'm looking forward to see these two young men play.
And as we check out our hardest star to watch, we swing it to the Clemson side, and this young man who arrived on the ACC scene big time last year, first team All-ACC, Jared Blossomgame.
Well, he's an explosive player, a veteran coming back this year, senior player, but he can spread the floor. He can attack the inside. He's a very tough customer, so looking forward to see what he brings against my old Georgia Bulldogs.
He is the reigning most improved player in the conference and boosted that scoring average up to 18.7. High hopes for the Clemson Tigers under Brad Brownell, Coach Mark Fox, and the Georgia Bulldogs. Likewise, an ACC-SEC matchup. It is a terrific first night affair in the college basketball season. We'll be back with a tip-off right after this. Welcome back to Littlejohn Coliseum. Brand spanking new, and it looks great. It took over a year and $60-some million to do it, but what a crown jewel now on the athletic facility side of the ACC and here at Clemson University. What an arena they have, and it'll be great fun watching Tiger basketball here this year. Let's take a look at the starters for Georgia. We mentioned Frazier and Maiden. You got Juwan Parker coming back from injury. He starts tonight. Kenny Paul Gino is in there along with Derek Ogbede. For the Clemson Tigers, an experienced team to be sure. They start three seniors in Blossomgame, Jate, and Holmes. Gabe DeVoe will start tonight as their expected point guard Shelton Mitchell is out with a knee injury, so Holmes moves over to play the point, and Dante Grantham, a junior who scored 20 a game last year, he will start as well for the men of Brad Brownell. Let's take a look at the four keys to tonight's game.
I think one of the biggest keys to this game is, Bob, is how the Georgia Bulldogs come out. They got to get out of the gates early to compete with this hometown crowd, the season opener. So they got to have that energy, try to get off to a fast start. Clemson, on the other hand, it's going to be a wild arena here tonight. It's going to be very live, and you got to stay in the moment. You can't have any letdowns against University of Georgia. So you got to come out with some energy as well.
Clemson last year won 17 games. They won 10 of them in the ACC, yet did not get an NCAA tournament bid despite playing all their games away from campus. They had to play their home games in Greenville. Opening tip to Clemson, who will score the first basket in the refurbished Littlejohn Coliseum. The Tigers have the first crack at it. This is Grantham on the wing. Inside to their main man, Blossomgame. Hooks it up and all. Jate the rebound.
But I love the way Blossomgame likes that contact. When he gets in there, he mixes it up. Very physical young man.
Shot clock at 2. DeVoe heaves it, an air ball. Shot clock violation forced by Georgia. Brad Brownell is the head coach of the Clemson Tigers. As we mentioned, 17 wins last year. Looking to get this team into the NCAA tournament. He's won 107 games as the Clemson head coach.
You know, Coach Fox, he's preaching defense, making sure his guys understand defense is going to get you some easy offense.
And Sidi Jate nearly completed that steal. And the aforementioned head coach of the Dogs is Mark Fox, his 8th season in Athens. And his ball club has won 20 games or more in 3 consecutive seasons. A win tonight, and Mark Fox will have number 250 in his coaching career.
And Georgia is in short clock. They're going to have to go here.
And with 4 on the shot clock, we have a foul coming on Sidi Jate.
You see the double team coming right there. There's 2 guys there. You're going to have to get that ball out quick because somebody's going to be open.
And Brad Brownell fearing that Jate will get in foul difficulty early in tonight's game. He's got a lot on his plate, having to deal with Yate Maton and company on the inside. Akbede at the top of the key. Both teams, I'm sure, with a lot of butterflies. That's a travel on Frazier. On a night like this, you're going to have butterflies, but you want them to fly in formation.
Yeah, but you know what? Both teams are playing pretty good defense here, so they're making each possession a little tough here.
The veteran Avery Holmes transferred here to Clemson from the University of San Francisco. A drive on the inside, and there's the bucket for Blossom Game.
Blossom Game has no fear. He loves to get down there and mix it up. See him going early to those first 2 shots that's in the paint.
Akbede now on the wing. Here's Frazier. Tight quarters for that pick and roll. Frazier firing. Jate the rebound. Here's Grantham. Second to Blossom Game in scoring a year ago. Tip to mid-floor. Blossom Game has it. He's from Alpharetta, Georgia. Played at Chattahoochee High School. Holmes driving. Off the window, good. Holmes averaged 10 a game last year for the Tigers. And 2.5 assists a game. 4-0 Clemson. Last year, these clubs met in Athens, and it was all Georgia. They went on a 23-3 first-half run and salted away an impressive win, 71-48. That was on December 22nd. Kenny Paul Gino now at mid-floor to Frazier. Into the lane. Couldn't get the shot away. Maton with 2 on the clock. Hits it from the top of the key.
And Clemson's not giving Georgia anything easy. They got to have more ball. The ball needs to swing from side to side a little bit more to get the defense have to shift a little bit. That's going to open up your offensive game.
DeVoe with a stop and pop on the baseline. Jawan Parker. You know he's feeling good to be back on the court after missing last season due to that Achilles injury from the previous season and surgery. J.J. Frazier at 5'10", but nothing but a stick of dynamite. He averaged last year big-time numbers for this Georgia ball club. A cross-court pass intended. Gino takes it up. Georgia still looking to score his Blossom Game rebound. It's a 4-2 game, and a 3 from the corner is no good. Jate the rebound. He'll hook it home. Sidi Jate at 6'10".
Great offensive rebound. Good post-up putback there. When you got to box out, when you got active young bodies there, you got to make sure you stay connected.
6'3", Akbede turning and hitting. Derek, a 6'8" sophomore from Pebblebrook High School in Atlanta, makes it a 6-5 ball game. Dante Grantham gives to DeVoe. DeVoe fires and hits. That's a 3. Gabe DeVoe shot 30% outside the arc last year, making his first career start tonight for the injured Shelton Mitchell.
I'll tell you what, that was an NBA three that he took. Solid.
And there's Maton working quickly on the block inside. He's got 5, and it's a 9-7 game and a free throw coming. Time out on the floor with 15-18 to go in the first half. The long bomb from Gabe DeVoe. Clemson with the early advantage.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in our coverage on Fox Sports South.
16-9, Clemson leads Georgia with 11-17 to go in our first half here at Littlejohn Coliseum tonight, opening night of college basketball. And this game tonight revisits one of the great series in the South. This is the 82nd meeting all time. There was a time back in the 50s where this was the opening night, Clemson and Georgia, but just the 6th meeting of these clubs since the year 2000. Just 74 miles separate Athens and Clemson. Great to see these two hook up, and very big of Mark Fox to do this for Brad Brownell. Brad wanted to have a big-name opponent to come in here to reopen the building, and Coach Fox, they're great friends, and that makes it a little tough, but he was so gracious and agreeing to play in Athens last year and open the building here. And what a great test in the early season for these two teams.
It really is, and it really, for Georgia, it tells where you are when you play against a good team, because you want to know where you are early in the season. And so this is a great test for Georgia. Unfortunately, right now, they're struggling offensively. I thought the defense was pretty decent, but they can't seem to get on track offensively. And I tell you, I can't remember in the 3 years at Georgia ever playing against Clemson.
Yeah, there was quite a period of time, almost 2 decades, where they did not play in basketball. But good to see them back together. Marquise Reed has 5, and it's 18-9 Clemson.
Well, the Bulldogs got to try to get something going offensively. Everything they're getting is tough looks at the basket. The shot, short clock.
Dribble handoff here. Frazier fouled as he tried to make that pass. This foul on Marquise Reed, number 1 on the Laurel, Maryland redshirt sophomore. Frazier being defended by Reed. Clemson has played mostly man tonight. Maton in and out. And taking the rebound is Marquise Reed. Gets to the paint. Side saddle jumper. Frazier in transition. Maton down the lane, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Yante Maton.
Clemson doing a good job of getting guys back in the paint. Bulldogs get another foul here. You look at the fast break here, and that's a close call. But Clemson doing a good job of getting back on defense.
Avery Holmes taking the charge. Both coaches relying on their benches. Clemson's a bit thin. They've got Ty Hudson sitting out tonight, the injured Shelton Mitchell, and Elijah Thomas won't be eligible until mid-December. 3 key players in Coach Brownell's rotation. Sideline trap, Grantham. And we've got a hell ball. The arrow will give it to Georgia.
When you're noticing here that offensively, Georgia really can't seem to get any kind of rhythm going. There's kind of no chemistry so far on the offensive end. And so maybe they have to go more inside out, get someone at the free throw line where they can become a facilitator and try to make some plays. Right now, they're on the perimeter 90% of the time.
A whistle on the inside. And it's going to be a foul on legend Robertson of Clemson. Number 1 on the 7-footer from England. Just about halfway through the opening half here at Littlejohn, 18-9. Clemson with the early lead. Georgia shooting 36%. Three-pointer is Off the mark by Parker.
But again, Georgia is not getting good shots. You know, all their shots are kind of forced. And they got a hand in their face.
And a good-looking jumper by Avery Holmes. 21-9. And a travel.
Well, it was a great move.
Wildridge just didn't hit the brakes in time.
Yeah, kind of slid a little. And look
Georgia.
at this kick out. It's just a nice-looking three-point shot. A rhythm three. Nothing but the bottom.
Georgia will take a 30-second timeout. With 9:27 remaining here in this first half, it's eerily similar to what happened last year in Athens. In that game, it was Georgia that got out of the gates. They broke away from an early 16-all tie as Brad Brownell's club went ice cold. Georgia put together a 23-3 run, and they never looked back. Well, it's shaping up that way right now, and I think that's one of the big reasons why Mark Fox took that timeout for Georgia. His offense is struggling mightily. And Brad Brownell is known, Nick, as a terrific defensive coach.
Well, and it's definitely shown so far in this game. They're not giving Georgia any easy looks. They're pressuring the wings. They're putting the ball in people's hands not used to making plays. And so that's a great strategy, but it also is wonderful how the guards of Clemson has putting so much pressure on Georgia. So now Georgia going to have to start to try to penetrate more to get the defense to try to make a decision so they can find some easier shots.
Georgia started out hitting 3 of 5, but they've missed 6 of their last 7. And they've turned it over 5 times. 21-9 Clemson. DeVoe driving. And we've got a foul over the back on Robertson.
I think Georgia got away with one there. Robertson looked like a pretty good attempt at that offensive rebound.
Sidi Jete will come in to take the big man's place. Jete picked up an early foul in this one. 21-9 Clemson.
And you're talking about a major lead for Clemson when their star player isn't on the floor.
Jaron Blossingame picked up 2 fouls early. A block by Jete. Pulled down by Maton. Yante puts it up. Off. Rebound Georgia. Frazier driving. Agbede with a big slam.
Good setup there by JJ. And like I said, penetrate, get the defense to commit, then you can get some easier buckets.
Reed on the baseline. Georgia fouling, and that will be a shooting foul.
When we talk about the penetration, look at the penetration right there. 4 white jerseys in the paint. Jete right there for an easy dunk.
Agbede's first foul. And that bucket that Derek provided with that slam broke a 6-minute scoring drought for Georgia. Now Marquise Reed. He's come off the bench to score 5. We mentioned he's a transfer from Robert Morris, and he was quite the scorer up there in Pittsburgh. He led the Colonials in scoring at 15.1 points per game and hit 41% of his threes, and we're getting a little flavor of that in his Clemson debut.
Well, all Georgia have to do this last 8.5 minutes. They got to weather the storm. You know, you try to close out this last 8 minutes in good fashion here where you get some penetration play, keep playing defense.
And look at Clemson go to that zone. Maton, Frazier, back outside. Parker fires and misses.
See, those are the open shots you have to make against a zone defense, especially when you're struggling offensively.
Holmes. DeVoe kicking it out. Here's Grantham. His runner is short. Gets his own miss. Frazier. On the wing to Parker. 7:50 to go first half. 23-11 Clemson. And the Dogs commit the turnover. And that is their 6th. Brings us to a timeout at 7:44 in the first half. Clemson 23, Georgia 11.
Let's go, Tigers!
ACC College Basketball is sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back, Clemson, South Carolina. And the reopening of Littlejohn going the home team's way, 23-11. And with Georgia struggling offensively, they have to find a way to get that man, J.J. Frazier, going. Here's your leading scorer, Deke. 17 a game last season, hasn't scratched in this one.
And that's really tough for Georgia because you, as the main scorer in this team on the road, you got to find a way to put some points on the board. But on the other end, you got Blossom Game, who hadn't scored either. So you got the two best scorers on the floor tonight, hasn't scratched yet.
Blossom Game back in for Clemson. Frazier's only taken 2 shots. Reed off the bounce. Clemson sticking with the zone out of the timeout. Jackson poked away by Jete. Boy, the big man got it off the leg of Maton, and it belongs to the Tigers. Very impressive with his footwork and his quick hands.
Oh, yeah, it shows great defense out front there. But again, Georgia getting in tough situations out in the perimeter where they can't advance the ball near the basket. Someone has to pick up the pace for Georgia to get them or keep them in this game.
Jete. Also in. Here's Blossom Game finding Reed. Spencer from the corner. And a foul on Georgia. The foul goes against Houston Kessler. Number 1 on the redshirt senior. That is 6 team fouls. Both teams have 6, and will move into the 1-and-1 on the next team foul. Good drive to the hole, count it. And headed to the line will be Gabe DeVoe.
Well, DeVoe has put together a pretty nice first half here. 2 really nice penetrations, knocked down a couple of threes. But look at this fake and go right here. Just takes the bump, stays focused on the shot, knocks it down.
Wildridge picks up the personal, his first. And Gabe DeVoe has 7, looking for 8.
Well, what the Bulldogs don't want to do is let this game get away from them in this first half. You got to find a way to put some points on the board.
Mark Fox now going to Tyree Crump, the freshman, number 4. And we've got a push here on Jete off the ball, his second foul. And a 1-and-1 opportunity for Yante Maton. Legend Robertson will come in, and Jete will sit some more. So Brad Brownell has a 14-point lead, and 2 of his big guys, Blossom Game and Jete, haven't played that much. One and one for Maton.
And sometimes it takes free throws to get you going. You see the ball go through the basket, and hopefully that will give you a little more confidence. But like I said, their defense is not bad at all. It's just that they can't score offensively.
Maton line drives at Holmes. He's got 7. Holmes will come back in. Yante Maton last year, 78% at the foul line. 25-13. Blossom Game and Jete have played 7 minutes apiece in this first half for Clemson. Tigers up a dozen. DeVoe draw and kick, and we've got to get a foul here, and it's going to be on Clemson.
Good defense there again by Georgia. You see the defense slide over right here. Get set. Good call by Gino. Good, very good defense there. Again, we talk about Georgia's defense. It's not bad at all. I mean, if they can score 40% of their shots, you know, this game would be a lot closer.
They are having difficulty against the Clemson zone, that is for sure. Maton on the baseline bounce, got it inside for an and one.
Well, that's what you got to do. We just talked about that a second ago. You got to throw that ball in against a zone press, either at the free throw line or at that three-quarter position where you can catch and turn and find someone. Right here, you see the defense. Nice little fake, up and in. But you can't pass the ball around the perimeter because the defense don't have to work.
On payday, nails the foul shot. Derek has 7. 25-16. Dogs got to work their way back in as we dip under 6 in the first half. Grantham from 16. Second bucket for Dante Grantham. Martinsburg, West Virginia product. And a turnover. 8th, Georgia miscue.
Again, Georgia come down offensively and just doesn't have any consistent flow to the game as far as where they want the ball to be. Too much time on the perimeter.
Blossom game just muscles his way inside. Using that 6'7", 220. Here's Frazier. And a fly swat rejection by Robertson. He stepped out of bounds. It will be Georgia ball. I guess he launched from the line, and that nullified the block. But it was sensational. Look at this.
Well, he goes upstairs to get that one.
Oh, and after the block, then Holmes stepped out of bounds. That's what it was.
Yeah, you saw Georgia starting to make a little move, and here comes Clemson.
Crump moves in, gets the shot off, an air ball. But the rebound followed by Agbede is good.
Agbede has been the one consistent answer offensively for Georgia.
Grantham again. Holmes stop and pop 3. Kept alive by Robertson. Rebounded by Edwards. 29-18. And a nice drive. Up and good by Crump. He was a big-time high school scorer. Scored over 2,200 points at Bainbridge High School. Timeout, Clemson. 4:34 to play in the first half. And Brad Brownell will burn a 30-second timeout here as the Clemson lead stands at 9, 29-20. The history of Clemson basketball dates back to the turn of the century. In fact, they started playing Georgia in 1913, and in the 20s played in this wood structure. Then they moved in to the Fike Fieldhouse, and that's where Clemson basketball came of age in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Back in the mid-1950s, in 1968, they moved into Littlejohn Coliseum, and it has gone through a couple of reincarnations over the years, but nothing like what we're seeing tonight. And what a magnificent facility they have to be so proud of. So much money was spent, and they've got a palace for years to come for the Clemson Tiger basketball program.
And it's not just a court, it's everything surrounding it. It's beautiful what they've done.
We will have a tour of the refurbished Littlejohn Coliseum. That's coming up at halftime. Our Hardy's halftime report will be taken around this new facility by Athletic Director Dan Radakovich. Blossom game.
Blossom game, handsome game. That was just a beautiful move there. That was just determination on the offensive end. He was not going to be denied.
(31-20) Clemson. And we've got an illegal screen on Agbede. Number 2. And the offensive foul gives Clemson the basketball as Deontay Mayton comes back in. Agbede sits. Clemson shooting 44%, only 2 turnovers. Georgia with 9. .342 first half. Driving Avery Holmes gives. Blossom game. Kicks it out. Jumper from DeVoe is good. That's a 3. Gabe DeVoe in double figures. Clemson 34-20. In and out by Parker. And the stick back is good.
Every time Georgia gets close, here comes Clemson. They make a couple good defensive stops. Then they start to knock down perimeter jump shots.
DeVoe feeling it. That's rejected. Edwards all the way.
Oh, that's a nice move by Edwards. Go coast to coast to lay that one in. But it was a great block on the defensive end to get that offensive possession there.
DeVoe works off the Robertson screen. Now inside. That's partially blocked by Edwards, and Big Mike takes it away. 2.5 to go before halftime. Stepping into it is Crump. Rebound Blossom game.
That's a tough three to make because you really didn't have your feet set. Very tough three.
34-24. And a blocking foul on Georgia. And this will be on the freshman Tyree Crump. And we've got a little extracurricular activity here. The officials step in, and the Dogs are being pulled toward their bench. Assistant coach Philip Pearson, head coach Mark Fox out there to break it up. That fired up quickly after the blocking foul on Tyree Crump. Timeout at Clemson, 2:12 first half. You're looking at Clemson guard Avery Holmes on the bench. That last play began with a Holmes drive. A blocking foul was called on Tyree Crump. You see it here as he gets through. Then when Holmes hit the deck, the Georgia Bulldogs came over and a little tap to the head there and a little tap to the ribs from the side. That got the attention of the Clemson players.
Well, you can't do this kind of stuff. You know, you just got to keep playing the game. Things are not going your way now, so you don't want to add insult to injury.
Now the officials have reviewed it, and they have reviewed the altercation. That is the lead referee tonight, Mr. Ron Gruber, working with Lee Cassell and Chuck Jones. Just the blocking foul and nothing else on that little scuffle. So Holmes will go to the line, and he'll be shooting 2 shots. Last season, he averaged 10 points a game. Started all 31. I think Mark Fox is questioning whether that should be a shooting foul. It will be a 1-and-1, and they change it to a 1-and-1 opportunity. Be sure to stay with us for Hardy's halftime report. We were lucky enough to be hosted by Clemson AD Dan Radakovich on an all-access tour of this newly renovated facility. We'll have that tour for you at halftime. We see the new practice facility, the players' lounge, and we also ran into someone we weren't expecting. So stay with us at the half for our Hardy's halftime report. Holmes will get the bonus. Six points for Holmes, looking for 7. Fifth-year senior from Salem, Oregon. 36-24. .204 to play. First half. J.J. Frazier still looking for his first bucket. Maton down the lane. Edwards rejected. Oh, and a foul on Robertson.
You know, that's a pretty good block shot there. Love to see where the foul came from. Good anticipation.
It looked pretty clean up top. Let's see if there was a push.
Oh, he got him on the arm.
Boy, good second jump by Robertson. Edwards at the line. Mike has scored 4. This is the first of 2. So more foul difficulty for the Tigers. Edwards off the bench with a strong first half. 4 points and 5 rebounds. 6'9", 225. His dad used to be a tight end at Michigan State. A defensive end, rather. And pretty good one. He led the Spartans in sacks back in 1992. 5 points for Mike. 36-24 is our score. And the lane is good. Boy, Gabe DeVoe is having a half.
He's having his way with the Georgia defenders on the perimeter. And he's put together a huge first half.
38-24. Here's Frazier. Has Grantham in a switch. Maton rocks DeVoe out of the way and nails a three-pointer. That's the second three-pointer for Yanti. And a 38-27 ball game. 10 points for Maton.
The Bulldogs, they can get a couple of stops and makes here. They'd be in good shape coming out of halftime.
Holmes. Maton the rebound. Frazier. There it is. J.J. with a three-point bomb. And Georgia is within 8.
That's what we're talking about. Get a couple stops, make a couple of perimeter shots, get to the basket. And you're right back in this game. This is an 8-point game. Georgia need to stop here. If they can go in the half down 6 or 7.
And we have a foul coming on Juwan Parker. In his attempt to tap that ball away. Parker's first foul. 38-30 Clemson. Free throws coming for Reed, and that's 10 team fouls on Georgia. So in the double bonus, 2 free throws for Marquise Reed. Question at the table. They want to see who the shooter should be. Quick check of the video to determine that. Reed's had a nice first half too, Neek, in his Clemson debut. This young man at Robert Morris was the Northeast Conference Rookie of the Year and had big games against ACC opponents, including Clemson. He had 21 against the Tigers.
You want guys on the bench to come in and contribute in some form or fashion. Reed has come on the floor and we've had a pretty solid first half.
Kenny Gino is in. 30.9 time remaining in our first half. Reed was a 78% foul shooter at Robert Morris. And he's gone 6 for 6 at the line tonight and has 9. 40-30 Clemson. Shot clock and game clock in sync as we come down the stretch. Frazier defended by Holmes. 12 to shoot. Frazier now has the bigger man Grantham on him. Pull up. Parker couldn't get it away, and a block ends the first half. An impressive first half for the Clemson Tigers. They jumped on Georgia right away.
Yeah, they really came after them on the offensive end, attacked them. They made things happen inside, and then they opened up their perimeter game. But I thought it was the defense against Georgia that was so impressive for Clemson Tigers in that first half.
We've reached the half, and stay with us. You've got a VIP tour coming your way of rebuilt, refurbished Littlejohn Coliseum on opening night in the ACC. ACC basketball from Clemson. Opening night of the 2016-17 season. And here at the break, Clemson leads Georgia 40-30. The shooting percentages actually were rising as we got to the end of that first half. The turnover story for Georgia is a big one. They've had 9 miscues, but they've got to find a way, as we talked about, to get their leader, J.J. Frazier, more involved. Maton's done a great job, but they need some outside help from Frazier.
Well, they're going to need some more penetration to the basket. The ball just hung on the perimeter too long, and then they got into the short clock. They had to take some bad shots. So you got to credit to Clemson's defense. Very strong defense in the first half. But like you said, they got to find a way to get him some easier opportunities. Because they struggled early on with their offense. So Georgia got to figure it out this second half. And the way you beat, especially when Clemson goes zone, you got to attack a zone.
Clemson ball to begin the second half. Sidi Jite moving in. And he is fouled right away by Agbede. That's the first foul on of the second half, third of the night on Derek. A reset of the shot clock and Grantham to play it in. Gabe DeVoe, strong first half with 12 Tiger points. Blossom game had to sit much of the half in foul trouble. DeVoe! Wow, corner three.
And Mason too slow on the closeout, and DeVoe made him pay.
Frazier, pick and roll from Maton, and pick and pop, and it's going to be rebounded by Georgia. Nice dish to Parker. Jawan Parker's first field goal. Coming back from the Achilles surgery that he had at the end of the 14-15 season.
And they're going to definitely have to close out better.
Right down the lane to Jite. Frazier, and getting back is Grantham to knock it out of bounds. Boy, how about slipping that pick and Jite right to the hole.
That's a beautiful pass. Good slip of the pick and roll right down the middle. Jite, nice too. We said this earlier, you got to get J.J. going. Right now, he is struggling offensively.
Deontay Maton matched up with Sidi Jite. Wheels in, bobbles it. Frazier with a big fake and drive right to the cup, but left it short. Tip no by Gino. Follow block by Grantham. And it's out of bounds to Clemson.
The Bulldogs had 3 wide open layups there and missed all 3 of them. All 3 of those shots.
Inside, Deontay Maton. He's up to 12 points for the night. Clemson's lead is 11. Just underway. Boy, they left Blossom game wide open on the wing. Mark Cox was yelling and stomping his foot, trying to get Mike Edwards' attention. Blossom game now with 8, 47-34.
And that was just a clean blow by Blossom game.
Foul on Clemson in the rebounding action. This foul will be on Sidi Jite, and that is the 3rd on the senior from Senegal. This will get Robertson off the bench. They a legend. Even though he didn't score, he had an impact on that first half. He was terrific with a couple of highlight reel blocks.
Jite is a little upset that their coach from Clemson is taking him out.
47-34. Long way to go in this second half. Maton, nice post pass from Edwards.
Oh, that's a good solid steal by Matson, but it was a better pass to give them a shot right in rhythm. Good post up there.
47-36. Blossom game. Force that shot. Maton clears to Frazier. J.J. in transition. Draw and kick, and we've got a foul. Offensive on Georgia. Frazier's second.
But Georgia keep giving themselves opportunity. And that's, again, solid defense by Clemson.
The first game in this building, 1968, November the 30th. Clemson beat Georgia Tech that night, 76-62. Hustling after it is Parker. Claims it, lays it up and off. Rebound in the wing. The fight's on. Players collide. Ball's out of bounds. And it is going to be Clemson ball. And Mark Fox is hot about it. Into the game comes Marquise Reed. Coach Fox off with his jacket.
Yeah, he's coming on, coach. He's hot. Literally. And you see who this is.
Given a bench warning against Georgia head coach Mark Fox, 47-36.
But on that steal, Parker should have given that ball up. He had his teammate coming down the lane wide open, but he took it himself.
And we've got more contact and a foul on Juwan Parker. Number 2 on Juwan.
Foul is on number 3, Juwan Parker. That's his second. Third team foul for Georgia.
Third Georgia team foul of the second half. Clemson by 11. Dante Grantham gets the basketball, and Clemson runs its out of bounds play. Holmes, nothing developing in the corner. Georgia with the zone. 16:35 to play. Around the perimeter. This is Reed. Tried to squeeze that pass into Blossom game and a turnover. Frazier giving Parker. Edwards. Air ball.
Well, you couldn't have got a better shot than that. He was wide open.
Reed with the miss. And the foul coming on legend Robertson, and that is number 4. So Clemson's big people in trouble. Jete on the bench with 3. Robertson has 4, and we have 16 minutes to play in the game. Gabe DeVoe comes in as the Tigers go small.
And they go very small. Now Grantham, he's the tallest guy on the floor for Clemson. So now this is where Georgia can do some damage on the offensive board.
And Grantham with the wraparound foul. A timeout at 15:55 in the second half. Dante Grantham's second personal. 47-36 Clemson.
Hey, Georgia fans, every time our Tigers score points in the paint.
Back at Littlejohn, Clemson leading Georgia 47-36. 15:55 to go in the second half. Well, next weekend, Dominique Wilkins will be going into the College Basketball Hall of Fame in Kansas City. And, of course, his Georgia career well documented. The human highlight film. And put Georgia basketball on the map.
That was a young kid there.
Does this bring you back when you get on campus?
Brings back memories. So one day when hopefully we do some type of memorial statue and we have that nice, good-looking young man there to represent the school. But, you know, those were great days. My Georgia years was, man, unbelievable. That university means a lot to me.
And it was a spectacular career. 2 of Georgia's all-time greats in school at the same time, you and Herschel.
Oh, that was a fun time to be a part of Georgia sports. Herschel and I had a great time in Georgia, must say. Well, the Bulldogs are going to have to get it going here. They're going to have to get something going offensively. And they're very inconsistent tonight.
Georgia with it out of the timeout. J.J. Frazier driving to the hole. Good ball movement. Good hands by Clemson, and Blossom game is fouled. That will be the third on J.J. Frazier.
Well, what happened there, the Bulldogs got into overpassing of the basketball. You know, in this game, you got to take what the defense gives you. That's the first available good shot. That's what you take. I mean, I know it's a lot of unselfishness on this team, but sometimes you got to be a little selfish when you are presented with shots that you should take. You got to take those shots.
Trying to find a seam in the zone. Reed will drive in, and he is pushed by Juwan Parker. Ogbede, Jackson in, Frazier, and Kessler go out for Georgia. 15-13, second half. Blossom game gets a look and shoots an air ball. Made the rebound.
Again, the ball is kind of sticking in one spot. Bulldogs have to move without the basketball.
Grantham having to work against Ogbede underneath. Georgia getting Giatta back in the game. Ogbede nailed that pivot foot, got the hook away. Tip is good. And that will go to Maton. He's got 16 points now and 8 rebounds.
Maton has had a pretty solid night, but his teammates hadn't come through as a whole. So, again, if they're going to get close to trying to steal in one here in Clemson, they got to really pick it up on the offensive end.
Reed. DeVoe. Shot clock under 10. Grantham goes cross court. Blossom game driving. And
that's a
travel.
Yeah, that's the right call. He did travel.
Just the 5th Clemson turnover. Brad Brownell, his team has been in control from the outset. Georgia has just been unable to put that elongated run together that would seize some momentum on the road.
Again, you see how the Georgia players are standing. They're not moving.
Kicked out on Marquise Reed. 14:01 left, second half.
Quentin saying that Georgia is still in this game.
Clemson's biggest lead is 14 tonight. Grantham, a run out, 3-on-3, Tigers, Grantham. Flips it over to Blossom game. DeVoe, blocked by Ogbede. Inside, deflected and taken away by Georgia. Dogs on the run.
And this is when you have to tackle. You have numbers, but you can't pull out and slow it up.
Jackson getting it inside. Ogbede. Back out to Jackson. His 3 ball is no good. Parker, second chance for Georgia. Dives to the hole and lays it in.
Again, Georgia's only down 7. And this is a very manageable game.
47-40. And Brad Brownell will take a timeout. And we will take it with them at 13:08 of our second half. Some tough work on the inside by Juwan Parker. And the Dogs are starting to bark. 47-40 is our score. Clemson leads Georgia. As we welcome you back to Clemson, South Carolina. You may have seen our Toyota trivia question a moment ago. We're talking about Neek. He holds the UGA record for most career field goals. Who holds that record for the Clemson Tigers? Well, it was one of their all-time greats, Eldon Campbell, who is the all-time leading scorer here at Clemson. And he had 754. What's interesting about the Clemson record book, the man who holds the record for most points in a game was a gentleman named J.O. Irwin, who scored 58 in a game in 1912. Nobody's touched it since. Dante Grantham is within, well, he's got 6, so he's within 52.
Well, you're talking about 1912. Everybody was 6'2".
That was your freshman year? 49-40 Clemson.
That's when they had the peach baskets.
Bounce inside to Maton. Pump fake. Back out to Parker. Blossom game rebound.
Good ball movement there. Good shot there. Just couldn't get it to stay down.
Reed jumps it back. Holmes pulls the trigger. Short. Run out rebound for Parker. Ahead to Wilridge. And he lays it in. First bucket for the Beaumont, Texas sophomore. 49-42.
And Bob, the Bulldogs are right there. They're right there. They have an upset tonight.
Blossom game. Clemson, until that Grantham basket, had gone cold. Rejection by Maton. Jate gets it back and banks it in.
Oh, man. That was a tough one there for the Bulldogs. That was good defense. But Jate was able to get it back.
Jackson gets a look from three. And that's good. William Jackson II hits his first basket. Last season, came back from the knee surgery. Never really caught back up. Confidence boost there as he hits the big three, 51-45.
And that's a huge three. Again, the Bulldogs are right there to do some damage.
Holmes across the Blossom game. This was a facet that hindered Clemson a year ago. They would go through these monster scoring droughts. Grantham back irons a three. Jate fights for it. Loses it to Parker. The Dogs are within 6 and in possession. 10:50 to play in the game. Three-pointer cuts the Clemson lead at half. Jackson has hit 2 in a row. 51-48. Now we've got the kind of game that we thought we would see tonight.
And now it's going to come down who execute down the stretch here.
Clemson facing that Georgia zone. They pump Jate. And he's got a foul. He may have been pushed into the travel because of the contact. And the foul will go against Agbede, his fourth. On timeout at 10:18 of the second half. The Georgia Bulldogs, once down 14, have battled their way back to within 3 on back-to-back threes by William Jackson II.
ACC College Basketball is sponsored by the official corporate champions of the ACC, Geico, New York Life, and Bojangles.
ACC College Basketball is back and the season underway as #1 ranked Duke hits the floor tomorrow at Cameron Indoor Stadium behind preseason ACC Player of the Year Grayson Allen. You can catch their game against Grand Canyon at 5:30 Eastern here on your regional sports network. Do you know who is coaching Grand Canyon down in Arizona?
I don't.
None other than Dan Marlin. And he has done a fabulous job. They won 27 games last year. Thunder Dan, 51-48. Here's the runner up and in by Marquise Reed.
Well, we talked about the Bulldogs getting their offense on track. They've definitely got on track late in this half. And they've cut this thing pretty close, so they have a chance.
And a steal. Marquise Reed. And just like that, Clemson goes up by 7. Frazier, pull up 3. Grantham the other way.
Well, Reed has come off the bench and has done well.
Grantham short. Jate snatching that rebound away. Reed. Good! Boy, they found the new star in Clemson, Marquise Reed.
Reed, 16 points off the bench.
J.J. Frazier puts that one down. Second bucket tonight for the senior for Georgia. 58-50. Holmes turns the corner. Right hand for the lefty. Left it short, and the rebound controlled by Georgia. Edwards. Blocked!
Oh, man.
Georgia
What
wanted
a
to
block.
goaltend. Grantham got that one. Here's Reed. His runner's blocked by Kenny Pallegino.
What a beautiful block.
Well, we have seen some outstanding blocks in tonight's game.
Well, when you're under the basket like this, you come up with an offensive rebound. There's the block there. But when you get off, you got to finish at the rim strong.
Inbounds play and a layup for Jete. City with 8, 60-50. 8:05 left. Frazier driving. His wild runner knocked away, and we got a foul on Clemson. And Jete with his 4th.
See the rebound there, and look at the little guy. JJ gets in there and knocked that away.
And the push on Frazier by Jete. He'll stick in at least temporarily now. Avery Holmes will come in. And Jete has to go out.
And once again, Clemson go very small.
And a foul. And this is going to be on Clemson's Avery Holmes, his first. This one into the backcourt. Oh, I thought they missed a backcourt on that one.
Yes, they did.
And dribbling it out of bounds is Tyree Crump. We've got a timeout. 7:49 to play. Second half. Clemson 60, Georgia 50.
ACC College Basketball is sponsored by Hardee's, the official biscuit of today's presentation of ACC basketball.
We welcome you back to our coverage from Clemson, South Carolina. The Tigers lead the Georgia Bulldogs 60-50. Neither team has shot a free throw here in the second half. The Dogs in the second half are shooting 41%, 2 of 6 on threes. Clemson 47% in the second half, and they are 2 of 8 on three-point attempts.
The most amazing thing about this game, the two top scorers in JJ and Blossom game, neither one of them has had a great night, but it's their supporting cast who's playing well.
Grantham, it's the lay-in, and Edwards with the foul. That puts Jaron in double figures with 10.
Good finish there with the left hand. Again, every time Georgia gets close, Clemson goes on a run of their own.
The fifth-year senior already has his degree in sociology. A big bonus for Brad Brownell is Blossom game tested the professional waters and decided to return for his final campaign. He gives Clemson a 13-point lead. 7.5 to play. Frazier. Inside Maton. The hook too strong. Rebound Reed.
Reed has been the answer for the Clemson Tigers tonight. He's been outstanding.
7:10 remaining. 63-50 Tigers. Blossom game to Holmes. DeVoe driving. Kick out. Here's Avery. 4 seconds. 3. Grantham with the shot. Through iron. Rebound. Parker. Frazier. Drawn kick. Fight for it. Georgia ball. Crowd disagrees. But now they pointed the wrong way. The ball will belong to the Tigers.
And Georgia is running out of time here. Like I said, they did a good job of cutting this thing to 3 and hadn't done anything since then.
And time becoming a factor. 6.5 left. $17 on the Clemson shot clock. Redshirt junior Jerron Parker and the Dogs trying to stiffen the D and make a late run here at Littlejohn. Grantham on the bounce. Gabe DeVoe back to Reed. Holmes driving. Sets up Reed. Agbede up big for the rebound. Frazier again weaves his way into the lane, puts up a runner and hits it. J.J. Frazier with 7. Keeping hope alive for Georgia. DeVoe lucky to save that one. Back it comes to Avery Holmes. Under 6 in the second half. Grantham to the cutting DeVoe. Grantham tried to follow it home.
He went upstairs to get that one. Just couldn't control the ball.
Frazier plays it back. Parker, Maton, and around it comes. This is Jackson. Back to J.J. Another floater for 2. J.J. Frazier getting it going.
Well,
He's got 9.
Frazier's a gritty little guy. A little spark plug. And that's what they need, but they're going to need more of it.
And Brad Brownell stops the clock as Georgia finding some late momentum behind their great scoring senior J.J. Frazier. A timeout for the Tigers with 5:22 remaining in our second half. 63-54. He is so elusive at just 5'10" and 155 pounds. J.J. Frazier can find an opening and get his shot off.
That's that quickness and ball handling that he possesses, and he knows how to use it. But they're going to need more of that in this last 5 minutes and 22 seconds. And they're running out of time.
He needs 12 points tonight, so 3 to go to reach 1,000 in his Georgia career. He'll become the Dogs' 47th 1,000-point score, and he may get that before the night is out. He has had some incredible halves. He had 4 20-point halves last season. 24 against Auburn, 22 against Georgia Tech, 21 against Tennessee and LSU in one 20-minute period. 63-54.
Well, you can't buy speed. I mean, he is a quick little guy with a lot of offensive ability.
Marquise Reed, the transfer from Robert Morris, has had a sensational Tiger debut. 5 on the shot clock. Blossom game. Lost it on the way up. Georgia rebounding. Frazier on the sprint end-to-end. Takes it up with the left hand. Good. J.J. Frazier with 11. 63-56.
We talk about the little guy, how quick he is. He gets out there with the best of them.
It's a 6-0 J.J. Frazier run. Blossom game. He got hit in the face, and a foul is called. This will be on Edwards. Mike's 3rd. Let's see what happened at the end of the play. So Blossom game will go to the free throw line. And it is a 1-and-1 situation. Blossom game has scored 11 points tonight, and he'll get the bonus free throw. (64-56) Clemson. Second one good.
Blossom game reaches double figures after a tough first half.
65-56. J.J. Frazier trying to find a crack in that D. Pass batted down. Gino. Now they feed inside. Edwards turns, misses. Blossom game. Big rebound.
Big possession there. So again, if the Bulldogs, if you get a stop here and just get down and knock down a 3 or a quick 2, there's still time.
Shot clock taken down to 5. Holmes off the screen, fires, got it. Avery Holmes with 9. 67-56.
Now the Bulldogs are behind it. That was a big shot there by Holmes.
Jackson. Three-pointer. Maton. Grantham. In to claim that rebound. 3:03 remaining. 67-56. Tigers up double digits. And this capacity crowd not making much noise right now. You can hear the shoes squeaking. Here's Holmes. Top of the key. And tipped in by Blossom game.
Big tip there. And that's going to pretty much be it for Georgia. I mean, they can't get anything going down the stretch here.
69-56. J.J. Frazier turns a corner. Nice pass to Maton. And one. A foul on Marquise Reed. A timeout at 2:25 in the second half. Deontay Maton will be on the line when we come back. Clemson leading Georgia 69-58. Good-looking jump shot by Avery Holmes. Clemson leads by 11. Clemson leading 69-58 over Georgia. 2:25 to play in our second half. Marquise Reed has made his Tiger debut tonight. The transfer from Robert Morris has not disappointed me. A big night. Our Z-Max performance plays of the game tonight as Marquise Reed has come off the bench to score 16.
Big game from him off the bench. Reed really came in the game with a lot of confidence, knocked down a couple early shots, and he has not let
of the second half. Ten-point Clemson lead. 2. Grantham saved by Holmes. The aforementioned Marquise Reed. 6 seconds. 5. Grantham puts up a very tough runner and comes up with the basketball. Oh, Reed shoots and hits. Brad Brownell wanted to back it out, needs some clock, and Marquise said, "I'm open, coach. I'm going to let him fly." And he steals it. Reed going end to end, lost the handle. Loose in the lane. Georgia has it. This is Frazier. J.J. feeds. And up and in off the window for Parker. Timeout, Georgia.
Reed said, "I'm not pulling this out. I'm open."
And I'm hot.
Hey, Tiger fans, our Tigers have scored 70 points.
1:32 remaining. 72-61 Clemson. Clemson ran it down. Grantham took a very tough runner between 2 defenders that didn't come close. And Clemson ended up with the offensive rebound, and Brad Brownell says, I got 30 more seconds here to run off this clock. And Marquise Reed, that bucket looked like it was as big as the ocean. Let this baby fly.
When you're hot, why not? Let him have his heat check.
What a night. 19 points. Here it is. I got this.
Oh, he was so open. I mean, why not? Take that shot.
Marquise is from Laurel, Maryland. As we mentioned, he started at Robert Morris. His career high, 24, came against the North Carolina Tar Heels.
To say he knows how to score is an understatement.
72-61. Georgia sets up the press. Grantham gets to the middle. Reed to Holmes. Here's Avery. Back to Reed. Parker defending. Reed kicks to the corner. Grantham's three. 62 seconds left. Frazier. Jete the rebound.
Georgia fought hard in this game, but just couldn't do enough offensively early on.
And we've got a foul coming on Frazier. That is JJ's fourth. So a 1-1 for Avery Holmes. Started all 31 games a year ago. Played both the point and the two guard. Starting at the point with Shelton Mitchell out, and he gets the first one to go. That's his 10th.
But even though he hadn't scored a lot of points, you know, he does what a point guard do to get everybody involved, but he has a very solid game defensively on JJ. Frazier, he's done a nice job, so he had a very well all-around game.
So the Clemson schedule, it's a tough opening month of November for the Tigers as they head to Orlando for that tournament, staring at Xavier in the second round. Tough one with Davidson before that. City Jete just fouled out of the game. Abe DeVoe will come in. City tonight scored 8 points, and he had 9 rebounds. Juwan Parker to the line. He scored 6 all in the second half. Here's what the Dogs have coming up. They get back to Stegman next week as UNC Asheville is the home opener, followed by Furman. And then the CBE Hall of Fame Classic kicks in with GW, and then either Kansas or UAB. 7th point for Parker, 73-62. Clemson doing a good job against the press. And a foul here on the Dogs. And that will be the 5th on J.J. Frazier. So a somewhat frustrating night for J.J. as he heads to the bench. He got it going a little bit there in that second half. But he's much more concerned about the team and down 11 with 23 seconds left than any point total he might accrue.
Well, you just got to give Clemson a lot of credit. I thought their defense was outstanding in this game, really forced Georgia into some very tough shots. And then their offense picked up. They had guys that come off the bench and really play well for them. So, you know, they put together a very solid game. Reed was the guy who came off the bench for them that really gave him a huge lift. And they're going to come out of here with a win.
And a whistle on Blossom game. He got those 2 fouls in the first 6 minutes. That's his first foul since. One and one for Parker. That's a great first effort back on the floor for the Dogs. Clemson bench 18 seconds away from victory. Hits it. 10-point game. Shot clock is on. All they have to do is get it over in 10. And if Georgia does not foul, this one is going to be over. And the Dogs try to pry it away. 1 second. There's the horn. The ball game is over. Brad Brownell shakes the hand of his good friend Mark Fox. Last year, Clemson went to Athens and got bombed. Tonight, Georgia comes over to Littlejohn to reopen the joint. It's Clemson with the victory. Final score tonight, the Clemson Tigers 74, the Georgia Bulldogs 64.